licking her lick mat. Sit on the stool. Got her newspapers. Put her in her stirrups. Okay. She's a little offside. You gotta be careful she doesn't pull her legs out of the stirrups, otherwise it'll get dirty on your papers. I've got a little Aquaphor ready if needed. It's basically a medicated Vaseline. If there's any sores, you can add that on there. I've got my wet wipes. I've got my diaper that's ready to go, all folded, so I can do things one-handed. I've got some sprays for diaper. Basically, this is to help keep her inner diaper in. I'll show you how to do that. This keeps her outer diaper. I'll try to pull it so it doesn't get caught and stuck. Otherwise, the stitches may rip and you'd have to do a repair on the diaper. This one is dry, so it can be reused. I'm not really pulling her tail. I'm just kind of keeping out of the way. You see how she kind of goes to the right side. So you can just push her over a little bit, which doesn't pull. Okay. The tabs, sometimes they stick, so I just pull them back over. And again, pull them from the bottom. There we go. I use the diaper to absorb some of the pee and also to prevent any little poop bouncing when they fall. It helps absorb so you don't have as much newspaper. Here's the wet wipe. I make a fist and then I put down here, and the fist is very forgiving so that when you press and kind of move out, you'll get the bladder. Some people like pressing this way, but I find that might be more pressure until you get used to it. So I will put this way. That way it gives me a bit more traction, the wet wipe, and also it wipes a little bit while I'm in there. So I'll do that. You can stand up or sit down, and then you're basically kind of pushing. And when she wiggles her little butt or has a little spasm, that means there's pee. See, there you go. The diaper absorbs some of it. You've got the newspaper as a backup. That way you can save on your pee pads. And that's your pee pads a backup. So there you go. All right. So that's that way. And then I also like to, there's little folds, just like you want to go from back to front so you don't do any contamination. Front to back. Women know of this. And then I can just wipe it front to back. There's some little folds to wipe. If you notice any blood, it could be that she's starting to get a sore, or maybe there is a little sore. So in that case, if it's an obvious sore, you can put some Vaseline on it. If it's some under the undercarriage, then I've got hypochlorous acid that helps with sores and healing, so that's good to have. I'll spray there under the carriage as well because it's a little harder to put Vaseline and know where it is. If there is a poo in the diaper, we want to be very careful of bacteria and not having that spread and causing a UTI. If there is poo in the diaper, then I will spray with hydrogen peroxide to kill some of the bacteria. If you want, there's a spray. I don't use it often, but it smells nice. So a little lavender spray there. I will try to put links in for the products. I had put down a lick mat already, so she's done that, but she's very patient. And then the action for the expressing the poops, I might have to readjust her a little bit to make sure, is to kind of rub around her bum hole, right? So when they're pups, the mom licks the little bum hole to encourage, and then I'm also massaging her with my thumb here. And then you can see, you know, it's coming. Oops, oop, oop. So you might have to holding the tail and holding the bum. It'll help with that. So this is important to keep her legs. In there. And then I'm also wiping her legs a little bit where the elastic of the diaper is. And also, and then you can continue wiping a little bit, continue expressing. She usually will be able to express some poops 3 to 4 hours eating if you want to time it that way. Right? She probably ate about 3 hours ago. Sometimes when it's soft, it just might mean that it's not quite ready, but that's okay. Like it hasn't been in the intestines long enough, so that might not necessarily mean that it's a bad thing. It just might mean that it's not fully cooked yet in the intestines. So that's not a bad amount. You want to spend more time in the mornings getting pee and poop, and also right before bed. I change right before bedtime because then she can have 7-8 hours before her next change. So you just want to try to get as much as possible. Again, I'm not really pulling. I'm just kind of keeping her tail out of the way and just again massaging with my thumb this way, and then with my, sometimes she'll have a little poops there and have a bag ready. Don't be shy on the wet wipes. And then yeah, she should have a poop. What goes in must come out, so just sometimes it might take a little longer, which is fine. So and then oh, she's starting to fuss a little bit now. Okay, she's still having some come out, so right, that's a good amount. As the poops get smaller, then you know that she's done. That's a pretty good amount there to do. And you can change her in the morning before taking her for a walk or something, because you need to put her in her wheelchair. You don't want anything kind of smushing around with her in her wheelchair. So once that's done, that's a good amount. Clean. She tends to get a little sore, kind of where her, she's got a bony area back here. So when she's hopping around on that, if needed, if you see that it's bleeding or anything like that, you put some Vaseline on those 2 little bony areas of her butt cheek. And then you can put any extra just kind of in the thigh there, so that's good. And then having it on newspaper is handy, because then you can just wrap it up and have it out of the way. Having the diaper already done makes it handy. Stick her tail through and kind of hold it up a little bit so she doesn't sit on her leg and get the Vaseline. I cup it this way so that there's no gaps and I don't have to pull too much. Cup it this way. She's the weight's on my hand in the cup. Just kind of pull these through. Tab this way. I find it going to about the line there is a good tightness. It's not a matter of how tight. The diapers will not stay up. She doesn't have a waist. So that's why it's important to have the suspenders and that little elastic available. So again, same thing. Cup it through so you don't have to pull it through and there's no bunching. You might do a little stretch there while you're doing that. Make sure the band is not pulled over. And then I find it doing this way is good. Alright. This will save you a lot if there is a poop in the diaper. This Keeps the outer diaper up and on. All right. Pull the inner diaper out a little bit. This will be really good. It keeps the poop inside the diaper by keeping the diaper up. If the diaper falls, that hole falls down and the poop can come out too. So that's what you want to do. If you have any diapers that don't have any clasps, then you can take this off and just have a double clasp on either side. I find this is a little better. If this comes off too much, then it's too tight, adjust it closer. That's all you have to do. And when you take a bath, you can take this whole thing off without having to take it apart. So she's ready to go. Lickety split, Barbara trick. And that's it. Crimp off the ends, because if there is pee, there might be some pee that kind of dribbles out. Throw that away into your recycling or garbage, and you're set to go. Prepare yourself again.